First of all, I think your analysis was very straight line. History doesn't run in a straight line.
Kid, you cannot tell your neighbor he is stealing ducks when you are stealing funds.
As High Commissioner, I was wrong. As Charandas Persaud, I reacted naturally how any person would have.
I did not come here for that kind of abuse. I did not come here for that kind of abuse. If you're going to go down that road, I'll walk off.
But it's all okay once they're talking. If they were talking, I could not have been here today.
You got ADHD.
I got nothing.
Calm down.
I think I've done enough in terms of taking our team out of trouble from losing.
Come on, Lou Taylor. That's good. I'm reading the script now, and the first person that comes to my mind to play a detective,
Yes,
but
the
an
Guyanese critic.
erratic
Mikhail
detective,
Rodriguez.
is Mikhail Rodriguez.
Why an African slap an Indian? Why a man and slap a woman? Look, girl, how you deal with that? You deal with that.
We must encourage platforms like this because it brings together different people and allows for discussions to take place in our country on a multiplicity of fundamental issues.
Gildarie, you apologizing for something you think I did is wrong. I don't want you to do that, and you should not have done that. Hi there. Wherever you are, good evening, good morning, good night. It's Friday evening in Guyana, and this is our customary normal call-in program. I think this part of the program adds a certain type of interest to the program because we allow you to address Guyanese wherever they are, to tell us about what you think about Guyana, what you think about Guyanese, the past, the present, the future. So our numbers are on the screen. Please call us, as our advertisement said this morning. Tell us what we should know that we didn't know. So call in and tell us. These call-in features would be with this program until this program ends. We find it to be a very, very absorbing aspect of our talk show. So call in, but just wait until our discussion is finished. We have a lot of things to discuss. There are things going on in this country that you cannot blame the police chief for, the army chief for, the government ministers for. They don't know. That is why we ask you to call in, and that is why we're going to show you some things. Look, you ask a man to build a fence. You're busy, you're working. Good, he builds the fence. You have to go when you come home and examine the fence. You just can't leave his money in an envelope and that's it. When you come, the fence may be jutting into your neighbor's yard. You have to look at the completed work. Now, there are things, I repeat, going on in this country that this program will show you. And we desperately hope that the relevant authorities in government, the private sector, civil society, the media, they will say to themselves, this is wrong. No, we will correct it. So let's go with the first video. Let's go with the first video. Please hold your call. You seeing this? You seeing this sun? This sun is on UG Road, and it has been there since November. Now look where the sun is. That's the road, and that's where the sun is. You cannot shift. If you see that? If something is, another car is coming, you cannot shift. It's right. Oh, look, that's the shot. That thing has been there since November. Look the line on the road, and there is space for it to go. Now look at this. Look, this is UG Accent Road you're looking at. Do you see right at the road, there's a trench there? There is no parapet. If something is coming and you make a shift, if you make a shift by a couple inches, look, you are in that trench. You see, there's a parapet up by the pavement there, but there's no parapet there. Look at that. Once somebody is coming and you make a shift, you're into that trench. When they were doing the construction of that bridge and that pavement, all they had to do was put a barricade by that trench. Look at that thing. In the night, nobody sees that. There is no street in the entire Guyana where there's a street and right next to the street there's a trench. There's always a parapet. Look up the road, you can see there's a parapet. So if anybody come in, you shift to the parapet, you shift to the pavement. With that hole under the bridge, there's no parapet to shift. Once something is coming, look, and you shift, your wheel is in that trench. You surely, man, when the contractor finished that bridge, the Ministry of Public Works had to see that road is right next to the trench. All over this country, you can run into the gutter, but you run into the parapet, then you run into the gutter. Look, there is no parapet. Look at that. That is the trench. That is the street, and that is the trench on UG Road. They give a contractor the work to pave, to do a pavement and a bridge. And look how it is left. Look at that. That is right next to the trench. Look at the opposite. You can run off the road and into the trench in the opposite side where the sun is. But there's a big parapet there, so you can break up before you hit the trench. All over Guyana, you can run in the gutter, run into the trench. But there are parapets there that could save your car. Look, I am telling you, ladies and gentlemen who look at that, I'm telling you, people are going to run into that hole. I'm appealing not to the Ministry of Public Works, but to this country to see that something is wrong there. So, two things. Since November, that sand is on UG Road, not in the parapet, right sitting next to the road, so you cannot swing into the parapet if you see these big, large trucks coming with their lights. And that trench sits right next to the road without a parapet. I called a guy from Public Works named Paddington, Sherrod Paddington, I think his name is. And we were supposed to meet because he's in charge of bridges, but it didn't materialize. If he's listening to this, do something about that bridge. You're going to hurt that bridge is going to hurt somebody, some woman or man with their child, going to try to shift from some of those big lorries and end up in that trench. You do not do those things in real life. You do not have a street and inches away is a trench or a river. Anyway, I'm wondering if before the show ends, we should not show that one last time. Now, let me show you something that cries out for correction. Let's look at this here. Look at that bridge. Then look next to it. That wide walkway serves no purpose. I am telling you, I'm asserting to the people of this country that wide walkway is not used. That road that you're seeing there is a road that leads to one of the most popular spots in Demerara. One of the most popular spots in Demerara. You use that road and you go onto the back of Marriott. Look, a wide beach there. Now, instead of widening the road so cars can come, look, you're going you're going onto the beach, you're going over the road. You can't see what is coming. People leaving the beach can't see what is coming. Look at that. Look at that. Now, that part of the beach, the back of Marriott, it's huge and it's wide. Look at it. Every night, every afternoon from 5 o'clock, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of cars there. Friday night, Saturday night, the place is packed. Sunday night, it is overflowing. So look at that. Look now, look. Look, ladies and gentlemen, look, that truck is going on the road and the car coming has to wait. So they took that walk, they made that walkway and took up space on the street. It should have been the opposite. The street should have been widened because no one uses the back of Marriott walking on those steps. They drive through that street there. Look the street. Look, another car is passing, and then that car has to go. How could you take up the width of that street and put a wide walkway where nobody is? When we were filming, we saw no one walking on that walkway. I was there yesterday. I saw animal rights activist Cedar Man Board. She was with her dog. People drive and go onto that beach at the back of Marriott. Then they walk from the roundabout and there's a nice passage and they go onto the beach. Nobody uses that step. Now surely the intention was good. Look, the intention was good. But that's an engineering mistake. That is engineering ignorance. The street's supposed to be widened. And you have this little walkway. They took up space on the street and put a wide walkway that nobody uses. I've always said, long in my young life, this country defies logic. This country is going to get rich. We're going to become a postmodern country in 10 years, but the enigma of this country is going to continue. How could you make such a wide bridge and take up space on the road and nobody uses the walkway and everybody drives on the road? Surely when that was done, the engineers at Public Works had to go and say, well, look, what are you doing here? You need a little narrow walkway for people to walk to get on the beach. But the thing is, that part of the beach is used by motorists. They drive onto the beach and every afternoon you can see dozens and dozens of cars there. Nobody walks on that bridge. Why are they going to walk on the bridge? To do what? People drive over there. So those are some of the things we want to show you. I hope we could get a space between calls around 10 o'clock so we could show you that again to drive home the point. Something is wrong with this country. That cow that is tied to the Springland police station is going on now to 3 months. Christopher Nascimento, one of the most famous names in Guyana, wrote a letter saying something needs to be done. Something needs to be done with the judicial system in this country, the magistracy. Nobody can tell a magistrate, a junior magistrate named we need to sing, you can't have a legal dispute and a cow tied up there. That cow. That cow is going to die. That cow is not being fed. Nobody in this country can save that cow. And all it takes to save that cow is for the Chancellor of the Judiciary to say to Renita Singh, magistrate in Barbies, this is cruelty to animal, bring up the case so it could be solved. Kit Nascimento letter, he's 93 years old. He has seen everything in Guyana. And he said, the judiciary, I don't want, you read what he said about the judiciary before I misinterpret it. I am going to say what want to say about the judiciary. I think it's in a mess. I think it's in a mess. The lines are there, the numbers are there. Call and let's discuss anything you want to discuss. I hope we can show those things again. And listen, please listen for those who are living in Guyana. Do not take my word for it. Go to the back of the Marriott and see who are the people that use it. Drivers coming through from Battery Road to the back of Marriott. Nobody walks on that walkway. It is not there for people to walk because where it's situated, people don't walk there. They drive with their cars. So I hope we can show you those things again. Friday evenings on this program, we will try as much as possible to bring these things to you. So as you can see, co-host Akash Persaud is with me. He's going to be with me now. We'll have an explanation on programs to come about Gildarie. Gildarie is a businessman and he has to make choices in connection with his business. Gildarie's been doing this thing for 19 months and none of us get paid. I take my own money from my phone to make calls. So Gildarie's a businessman, he's very busy, and the guy has to look after his business. We're doing this thing voluntarily, so I could understand shifting priorities of Gildarie. So, our lines are open up, call us. Akash?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I know we have a lot of people who join us from the U.S. I know there are a lot of women who are always on this show. And I want to say Happy International Women's Day to all the women who are joining us. I know a lot of people are always on the show. I don't want to call the names because I'm going to miss a few persons. But thank you guys for joining us. I know last night, and because you're in the diaspora, a lot of people from the U.S. are usually calling in. Last night was State of the Union address by President Joe Biden. He delivered, and for me, I think it's one of the best speeches he has done since he's been the president. If you want to call and talk whether the president's State of Union address makes things better for you as living in America as a Guyanese, let us know what's happening there. But I think Joe Biden's presentation last night was probably one of the best. So let me just say good evening to a couple of persons here who I see are joining. Rowena Lal, Elizabeth Ramcharan, Margaret Charles, Pam Singh, Rowena Lal. Happy International Women's Day to you guys. I hope I'm not missing, but as the name shows up, I'll try to remember also. Our lines are open. You can call us on 231-2982 or 652-1314. Tell us what are your issues, as we said in the flyer. Inform Guyanese in and out of the land about things we don't know and what we should know. So if there's something happening in your community that we don't know about and we should know about it, this is your forum, this is your platform to present your case. Make sure you call, make sure your calls, make sure you're responsible with your calls and they are factual and are not libelous or scandalous in any way, because we're presenting a platform here on a forum where you, the people, have a voice, and we want to keep it that way, and we want to keep it clean, and we want to keep it safe. So call us, let's know.
In the meantime, when the calls come in, I will stop because the calls are the priority. When we had the all conference in Guyana at the Marriott for 4 days.
We have a call, Freddie. We have a call. Let's take this call. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Yeah, good night, guys. Good night, guys. I got a question. I don't know if you could help, especially Freddie, if you could help me with some answers, right?
Go ahead.
I'm a married man with 4 kids, separated, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got a piece of property that is transported property in both husband and wife name, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm an older guy. I started, got a white started, you know, with nonsense. If I tell you the story, you might be
that's all right.
Sorry. No, sorry. That's your personal thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Our program here is to, of public interest, not people's private story.
My question is, my thing is in Guyana, I cannot will my share to my children.
Okay. What?
The law is, so I'm questioning it because the other day they just had a law change that the woman could, the man could get money from the woman. Now it's not a one-sided thing, right? And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking if we could get this thing amended that, the man or the woman could, could transfer their part of the property to the kids instead of waiting for one another there, who there first get everything, and then he could do that or she could do that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women and a lot of men going foreign and come back and want to take everything from everybody.
Okay, sir. Thanks for coming through.
Okay. One more question about the president last night, Joe Biden. Boss man, you don't see them people drug up Joe Biden to the max that morning?
The man did a fantastic presentation.
Okay.
Whatever they did, he did
thanks.
well.
Let's talk about Guyana. Thanks, sir.
Hold on, Freddie. Hold on. What fantastic Joe Biden doing?
So, thanks for coming through. I prefer if we talk about Guyana rather than the United States.
So, Freddie, you're going to look into that thing?
Yes, sir.
Right, then let me see what can happen, buddy.
Yeah. Thanks for coming
Have a
through.
good evening. Have a good evening.
Right.
If there's something I want to show viewers, I'll stop when the calls come in. When we had our conference in Guyana, for 3 days we had 3 full-page advertisements. The first one was February the 20th. It has no acknowledgement, no owner. Exxon lies and the planet dies. This full-page ad cost $400,000. $400,000 for a full-page ad. It's more on Sundays. Good. That's one day. The second day, another full-page ad attacking the oil industry. Is this the future we want? Full-page ad attacking the oil industry, saying that the oil industry is not in Guyana's best interest. And then the last ad. A brighter future is possible for Guyana and it does not include oil. Who's saying that? It's a full-page ad and we don't know who's saying that. So, you imagine the arrogance of people. You imagine the arrogance of people that could spend $1.2 million to tell us the oil industry isn't good. And we can't debate them. We can't have an exchange with them. Joel Bagwanden, who's very good, very, very good with his statistics, cannot reply to them and show them their ignorance. So why 3 pages of ads and nobody knows who put these ads in? I'll tell you why. When the phone rings, I'll have to stop. You know the people who put this ad in here? They could not tell us their names because you know why? They're ashamed. They're ashamed because no one on planet Earth will tell Guyana and Guyanese, man, you found oil in massive volumes. Don't worry with that. Oil is bad. Fossil fuel is bad for the and the richest countries in the world were built on oil and are using billions and billions of barrels of oil. Here's a call. The call is priority.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon show.
A very good evening to you, sir.
Good night.
I have
Regular.
2 concerns. All 2 pertaining to our national event. Now,
You don't get tired, sir.
recently, the Minister of Culture hold a meeting with say that he wanted the the celebration to be a far better celebration, etc. No designer was invited to that meeting. No designer was invited to that meeting to make the celebration better from the Ministry of Culture. That's one. Now, this year, we had about 22 costume bands. Small in the history of this country. Normally we get 50 something and X, Y, and Z and 70 something bands. And you could get results within 3 days. From March the 23rd of February to today's date, up to now the results for Mashamani can't even be seen in the papers or being heard on Facebook or seen anyway across what's happening. So nobody could know, what's really saying, who's the winner for this competition. I'm just suggesting, I wanted to make a suggestion to our government and to the opposition. I wanted to be honest here. I'm a Guyanese, and I love both parties. I love the government, and I love the opposition. I am not an opposition person, and I'm not a governmental person. I'm an in-between person. Now, we have a minister might be good in sports, but when it comes to culture, I give all credit to the Minister Gildarie, who's done a very good job as culture minister. I believe, and I got just less than a minute here. I believe that Minister Gildarie could be a very good culture minister for the Ministry of Culture. It is failing us. That ministry is failing our Guyanese people. I can tell you that. I know for culture. And what's taking place there should never be taking place. Now waiting 1 week before Mashamani for the costume designer band to do. And 1 week before the 23rd of February we're getting costume band. There should never be. So I'm just calling upon whosoever, whether opposition, government, let me make this thing work together. Don't let me just look at it on a one-side view. It is made for all of us, but let us make the festival a brighter and a better future for every one of us. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks for coming through. Yeah, you can call us 231-2982, or you can get us on WhatsApp wherever you're joining us from on the internet on 652-1314. So
let me continue with what I was discussing. These 3 anonymous ads attacking the oil industry. So who put these ads, apart from the fact that the ads cost $1.2 million? The people who put these ads and that are against the oil industry do not want to be identified. They do not want to be identified for 2 fundamental reasons. Their ignorance will be on show.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon show.
Good evening, Freddie and Akash.
Yeah, man.
If they got problem, if the guys got problem with the Mashamani, let me cut out the Mashamani and let me go out to independence and celebrate independence. Because this body, and I know the Minister of Culture doing a very good work, a job. But it's this stupidity with some people. Yeah, sir?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Yeah, that's my point.
Okay.
All right, man. Thanks for coming through. Freddie, the people who, when you look at this, first of all, when you look at the ad, it looked like somebody did in Word document. That's the first thing. Or paint. But you know something? The people who are doing these things, Freddie, they're well set, you know.
Exxon dies.
They're well set.
Let me tell you something about the anti-oil lobby. Okay? I I believe when the calls come in, they have these people, 42 of them wrote a letter in the Starbuck News on the 17th of November last year.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon show.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, concerning 3 ads to putting up, I think those people put up those ads, they should wear no clothes, no food, because everything that they using come from fossil fuel.
Comes from what?
Fossil fuel.
Oh, fossil fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should wear no clothes, no food. They should live primitive life.
But why you think they didn't want to be known? Because because they don't want people to know that they're so wealthy, yet they're telling police and soldiers and public servants and teachers and laborers and university lecturers, man, don't worry with oil from income from oil. You know what we will be getting from 2028, 2029? That is when you will see the money that we long for after independence. That is what we will see coming in. You know why the people who put these ads don't want to be known? If you know who they are, I know who they are. Thanks for coming, Chuswell.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night. Freddie is like...
this thing is, you can't believe how shameful this
I know.
thing is.
I'm lost of words when you think about the fact that this country is on a trajectory to become something we never could have dreamed about.
But you know what it is to put a whole... You know that 1.2 million.
Freddie, I work in the newspaper industry for almost 20 years. I know the cost for these things.
And if it's Sunday, it's almost 600,000. Right. And these people can just put 3 ads in the paper saying, hey, Exxon lies and the planet dies. Exxon, one of perhaps the richest corporation in the world, which is quite active in the countries they live in. But that is why they can't put their names.
Hey, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon show.
Hi, good evening. The same people who are criticizing the oil companies right now and our earnings from it.
Yeah.
Freddie Kissoon is right next to you. He went to school in Canada with a friend of mine from Bermuda named Scarlett Pottinger.
Name what?
Scarlett Pottinger.
Scarlett
Pottinger. This is like a long time, Freddie.
I can't remember that person. Anyway, so make your point.
He told me you guys went to university in Canada. And my point is that very soon, people don't have to leave to go to further the studies of it. Right here.
Absolutely.
We're developing hospitals. We're developing roads. We're developing a lot of infrastructures. Universities are being built. Schools are being built. So, look at 3 years. Look what has happened in 3 years. The opposition had the country for 5 years, and they didn't build one school or one hospital. I mean, I'm just being,
No, we understand.
I'm just being figurative here. But, Freddie would know back in the days, everybody, if you want a higher education, you had to leave Guyana. Now that trend is changing. And you see, you have to measure the outcome. You have to measure, success is measured on what is achieved. A lot of Guyanese go away back in the day, to better themselves. And it doesn't matter if they have education or not. They go away just to accomplish that. And I spoke to a very good friend of mine from England. I come from a wealthy Welsh family. And you know what that guy told me? If it's one word he could use to describe Guyanese, is improvise. And we, from the Bonham era, when things were really bad in this country, you had a Toyota car outfitted with Mazda, with about 5 other models and makes. And, we are good at that. We are people who known, to go to the extra mile and improvise and be creative and make things work. And the sad thing about this country, you have two set of people. This is how I see it. One set of people is building, and one set of people is just destroying. And the thing about it, credit should be given to the man in the arena who is progressing. If Anali is fairly a young president, but he's learning, and from the time he took office to now, his tutelage has gone to a higher level. I mean, standing up to Maduro the other day and to the world, and speaking about repatriation and so, tells you that, you know, the gentleman has really become well accomplished in every aspect of his ordeal right now. So, it's just sickening to know that we as a country, everybody just can't see eye to eye and work towards developing this country. Look at the road networks, what's happening. Look at the infrastructure. It has gone supersede a lot of Caribbean territories, for example. Let me use that as a reference. We now are actually, I would say, one of the top 3 developed countries in the Caribbean. So I don't understand why people are behaving childish with these.
Okay, thanks. We do appreciate your point. It's well taken.
Yeah, have a good night.
No, it's good night.
I guess we missed that call.
Yeah, we
right?
missed it. Freddie, this one says a brighter future is possible for Guyana, and it does not include oil. Well, we already have a bright future. We already seen a practical.
No, what's the alternative?
Well,
Here's the alternative.
The alternative is yeah.
They're saying that. Let's.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon show. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, good night.
Yeah, good. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, Mr. Kissoon, you're a wonderful guy, you know. In the past, you champion and fight the cause for the people, the voiceless, the poor, the oppressed. But Mr. Kissoon, I'm trying to analyze where you're really going in life. You know, meaning your political career. You used to criticize Burnham. Burnham was a great man to this country. That caller who just came off the phone is an idiot. Irfan Ali is accomplished with what? What is he accomplished with? Foolishness? People so ignorant that they call him right wrong and wrong right? Now, Mr. Kissoon, why the person, the people who put out the full page ad about Exxon, they're right. If they want to keep their names or remove their names, let them do so, because this country and the political party in this country is very vindictive. So if they don't want to do that, let them do that. Exxon is a criminal company. Exxon has lawsuits upon lawsuits and cries upon cries all over the world they go. My God, this country and the ignorance in it is so abundant, it's unbelievable, that they could see a bundle of fools like the PVP sitting up and telling people about progress. What progress? Progress was shit. There's not a progress in there.
Watch your words. Watch your words.
Progress?
Watch your words,
It's
sir.
a joke. This country is a complete and utter joke. A den of illiterate and uneducated fools. When you see people like the Attorney General get up and tell you that the greatest invention man has invented is law, you have to wonder what kind of attorney, what kind of lawyer he is that tells you that the man's greatest invention.
So you finish?
That the law has been written.
Before you go, I just want to ask you something before you go. So all those people, all those thousands of people who think Burnham was a dictator, they're ignorant and stupid, right?
Mr. Kissoon,
I'm asking you. I asked you a question. So I asked you.
They will be users of wood and straws of water. That's what it will be.
I asked you a question, sir. You're calling all kinds of people ignorant and this and that. So those thousands of people.
Labor, like how they're laboring for the white.
So you're gonna answer the question?
Marginalized. What's that?
You going to answer the question?
I repeat the question.
You have labeled a lot of people ignorant, stupid. You talk about the country, this. You don't think there are people listening to you that think you sound ignorant? I'm asking you if you think there aren't people who think that you are way out of line and you're ignorant.
Mr. Kissoon, listen.
So.
Let me respond to your question. What people think is beside the point, is extraneous.
What people think is, were you just calling in and giving your point? I'm giving you a couple seconds more. Because you're not answering the question.
What is the truth? Is the truth. The truth is,
you know the truth.
Facts are that if you go and look at the history of ExxonMobil, they're a criminal company.
All right. I think you. All right, sir. You can't continue. You can't continue. Please wrap up now. Please wrap up now. Please wrap up now. Yeah. Please. That's our number on the line. That on the screen. Please call in. You have to give people. They say. You know what they say. Even the dull and ignorant must have their say. So this guy called in and he is the embodiment of knowledge. He knows what is truth, he knows what are facts, and everybody else who hold a different opinion. Burnham is a great guy for him, the Attorney General and the President talking nonsense. But you have to give people their say.
That's what the program is about. The program is about giving everyone a chance. So let's take another call. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Freddie Kissoon. They have people wise and they have people otherwise. I like that you should take him on.
No, I wasn't going to take him on, but I wanted to hear how you would have answered the question, because when you confront these people and you weaken their argument, people learn. For example, I wanted to ask him about Burnham because he's criticizing the president, criticizing the AG, and he's praising Burnham. So when you engage him, then people learn and people see the type of ignorance you have in this country. Anyway, continue, sir.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, they had nothing. Exxon come with all the machineries, everything, all the expertise, and we get the money, what we building. People was crying, the road is bad, this bad. No, we building all the roads, the people building all the roads in the country.
Look at the highway.
But the vehicle going to mash up, and the parts where they got to buy, and these things, but we getting a good boost. And people is not contented.
Don't go off the line. Don't go off the line. That previous caller is probably more ignorant than most people in the world. He said the reason why the people didn't put their name on the ad because they don't want to be victimized. The reason why they didn't put their names in the ad or tell us which organization they belong to is because they're super rich people. I know some of them. One of them who paid for this.
Spend $1 million and just like that.
One of them who
$1 million could buy for some people.
One of them who paid for this ad in the anti-oil lobby. Her son was educated outside of Guyana and is a pilot using her aviation fuel that comes from fossil fuel industry. One of them is a very, very wealthy woman in the UK.
You don't have to explain all of that. But I think we just tell them about development. Watch how the country developing.
Absolutely.
Thousands and the thousands of houses and the house lot. You understand me? Nobody never get that yet. Now we get in the development in the country.
Caller, you would agree. You would agree that when you drive around the Georgetown and in its environs and all across this country, massive change is happening, and it's plain for the eye to see. You don't need to get a document to see it.
1 to 10, from region 1 to 10, massive development. But some people, ignorance blinds some people.
But he doesn't think he's ignorant. Now look at that, and call in to deem him ignorant. That's a problem with people anyway. So. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Thanks for coming through.
look, if things are happening, look, as journalists, we if we see something that is not right, like you pointed out with those two places, Freddie, it has to be fixed, or it can be. Let's highlight it. But then we cannot put our head in the sand and say that development is not happening in this country. We must be blind, and even if you're blind, it's there for it's all there. Let me take this one. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Good evening, guys. I have one request. Can you guys get the health minister to come on this program sometime?
He was invited. He was invited by me about 4 times, and he said he will come.
Well,
that's 21 months ago.
The problem I have with this. This is the problem I have with this guy, Freddie. He is one of the ministers who I think is mute. He's a mute.
Be careful with your language. Please be careful with your language.
No, but this is a fact.
No, no.
Freddie,
I think if you say a minister is mute, that's all right. But I'm just warning you, don't go further down the road.
Okay,
go ahead.
This minister needs to wake up and smell the coffee, right? Because every corner of the country and every part of the world you go, people complain about him being the minister that knows people only prior to elections. After elections, he becomes a mute. Right? And this is disgusting. Is someone I know personally, is someone who is married to a relative of mine.
So why don't you have a serious chat with him? Tell him that you're not anti-government, you appreciate what the government. Look, I believe there is.
I love the government. I love the present government more than him, probably.
But if you said you know him personally, have a chat with him. I think if I meet the president, I haven't spoken to him, but he knows me. I think in life, it's the ultimate stupidity to tell a leader what the leader wants to know, rather than tell the leader things that the leader should know. And if you're a friend of a leader, you will serve him immensely if you tell him things that that's going on that he doesn't know. So call the man.
Absolutely, Freddie.
But talk to the man.
But he should also know. He should also know that there are tons of people are complaining about his attitude. I'm pretty.
No, he may not know. No, he may not know. He may not know. You are hearing this from other people, but you said the man. You know the man. He's married to your family. Have a word with the man.
Also, let's look at it this way. Maybe he needs somebody to tell him to reinforce the point that this is the problem.
Okay, well,
we're just looking at solutions, right?
You know the man well to talk to him?
Of course I do. Yeah, very well.
Well, have a chat with the man. Come on, have a chat with the guy. Okay.
All right, man. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, have a good evening. Yeah. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Yeah, what's up? I just tuned in and listening to everything that's going on. But I really think, right? I vote in 2015, I vote for ACNU. I regret I vote for ACNU. I regret. Everything was hard. Blows. Natural PNC thing. Blows all the time. Whole 5 years. Imagine I had 3 legal year and 2 thief in year. And blows for the also. So I switch back 2020 and I vote for PPP. But me can't stop enjoy PPP. Me can't stop enjoy this government. You know what will happen? I will never ever vote back for PNC or ACNU or none of them. I will never do it in my life. And a man was called for praise Bornham. He not used to live in this country in Bornham time. He never used to live in this country.
Don't worry with that man. Look, don't take up time with that man. Make your point, sir. Remember, you only got a couple seconds more.
This is one of the best government ever this country ever had, this Air Finale thing, and this will stay forever. It comes to stay forever, inshallah.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming through.
Akash is a Muslim.
Ramadan next week, yeah. Freddie, I cannot understand how people can be seeing what's happening in this country and saying nothing proper is happening in this country. Do you know, when I used to live at Providence, sometimes when they got traffic back up, I used to take 2 hours to reach home. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon show.
Good evening. Let me just put something in perspective.
Yeah, man.
I saw a YouTube video of Forbes Barnum giving an interview and a presentation to Caribbean media in one of the Caribbean islands. And Mr. Barnum was smoking a cigarette during that presentation.
I know it, yes.
You know, so if that gentleman who said that I'm an idiot, he needs to look at himself, because he doesn't understand the definition of that concept, you know. And since then, after Barnum died, I've never seen this one. I never seen Mr. Jagans. The Jagans, no other president has never demonstrated that ignorance. If it's one thing I know, Mr. Barra Jagdio, when he became the young president, he had a guy named Francis Kwame Faria. Quote unquote, one individual said, "Why are you manhandling the president?" He used to be after Mr. Jagdio. And Mr. Jagdio never go out and disrespect, you know, and show disrespect to a large media like that. There is stories I heard that Burnham putting his feet up on a desk and giving people an interview. So you tell me my definition of ignorance is wrong? And look, let me. I want to.
Burnham had psychological problems. There's no question about that.
Well,
absolutely no
one of the
question.
things I remember as a little kid, when I was going to school on the East Bank, when Mr. Barnum is going out, I don't know if he's going to the airport or what, we had to leave in the middle of a class, come out and hold a flag. I don't know how many people remember this, right? Hold a flag and line the whole road until he passed.
How many people remember it? I remember it very well. I come from South Georgetown, and he used to ride in South Georgetown, sharing out cigarette, and people running to collect the cigarette.
On a horse?
Yeah.
No, but you see, a lot of people forget, you know. Look, you know, I like boxing. Let me tell you why I like boxing.
Burnham was a megalomaniac.
You see the first half of the fight, when a guy is winning, people don't remember. They only remember the last 2 rounds. And that is a sad thing about our culture. We need to give people props. I don't care if I hate anyone. Once you do a better job on me, I give you your props. And I think we need, look, not to condemn anybody, but the opposition might be no good, the government might be good, but within both entities, you have some individuals who have good capabilities within. People say the guy in the police force is no good. To some extent, you know, that's a very strong argument. But do have some good policemen. And the thing is that, you see, you can't scapegoat people. And that is what we always do. And the thing about us Guyanese is that we are quick to judge. And we are quick to talk about things we don't know. If you are, you know what's the difference between us and the rest of the world is, if you ask anybody, hey, can you do this job? Is it a yes or no? A Guyanese, yeah, he knows to do everything. When you put it, and it's gone haywire, it's not his fault. And that is a culture that we had back in the day, and we need to move away from it. And you see, denial is a very, very horrible thing. The country is definitely progressing for the past 3 years. You got a president now, a young fellow, right, doing an excellent job. I would give him 5 more years, and you would see the maturity, the tutelage he's been given right now by some good leaders around him. Mia Motley is one of them. You will see how the country will blossom in 5 years. You will see how he will blossom. And I support that. I support a person, you know, you just don't vote for a person to be of a certain leader. You gotta envision what that person is gonna become, and you choose. I say, okay.
All right.
The guy.
Good. Thanks.
And quickly before I go, I got a suggestion. You see, the police force is horrible in Guyana. And my recommendation is that you can't get your own people to police your own people. They're going to have a lot of biasness. And like a lot of countries, they've developed countries I know, they bring foreigners to work in that force, right? And as a result, you eliminate the basic problem of favoritism. And in that way, you can get people to do the work in a more professional and a more...
Both Trinidad and Jamaica had foreign police chiefs. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Freddie, let me tell you something, my brother. There are so many people that see the improvement of this country, right? And then don't see it. Them is the people who is the ungrateful people. Them that is the one who is ungrateful. No long time people say ungrateful people. Them is the one who ungrateful. You know, they must see they must see the benefit. They must see everything what people doing in this country. And you know what they must say? Nothing done, I do nothing. Them is the ungrateful, you know, the low life people. Them this why want eat and not stab you. Them is the kind of people them. But let me tell you something. We're not supposed to be so ignorant sometimes. But is the logic, is the truth. You understand? But some of them people, if you not tell them, they're not going to understand what is the truth. You understand? They're not see. You know, the road, them, everything, the hospital, them, everything what build, no. Them still, I say, nothing I do. Them are thieves, them are this, them are that, kind of stupidness, you understand? But let me tell you something. Them is the one. Them is the ungrateful one, them in this country. The nasty, ungrateful, low-life people who are living for Guyanese is them there. Thank you, my brother.
All right. Thanks for coming through. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Turn the device down in the background.
Good evening.
Good evening.
To both you guys. So this is for Freddie, the videos that he was showing for the engineering of those roads and bridges and even at the seawall. You know, those are the small things that these engineers should have been catching before they were even built. But presently, Freddie, you and I know that Georgetown has been in existence with a sewerage system that's been collapsing for ages. And today, Georgetown is keep building massive buildings continuously. It's great, Guyana's getting their infrastructure developed. But the old and original system, it still seems to be there, and nobody is improving those. Similarly, the president said yesterday, talking about the big trucks, you're bringing in these trucks and the roads are not equipped to handle them. So either you put in rules and regulations for them, or you apply proper weighting vehicles to drive on the old roads. So the whole system needs to be looked wholeheartedly instead of just doing one section and you leave the other section. And, you know, you look at one of the biggest YouTuber for Guyana, and he talks about the sewage systems on his video. He talks about the East Coast Road, where the median is now built correctly and no access. So engineers need to hold up their end.
I agree.
Okay.
Thanks for coming through, man.
All right.
Anything? That's it?
Take that one. Hello, good evening.
Tune down your volume. Tune down your volume.
The device that you have in the background, turn the volume down,
We
please.
won't be able to hear you. We're hearing ourselves.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, just a short contribution. If the country is doing so well, and if things are doing so well, why is it that the public servants are drawing such a small salary? This is a question people ask. Everybody says it is doing well, the country is doing well. But yet, the public servants, which is everybody working for crumbs. And people want our ungrateful. The ungrateful people are the current generation because the slaves, the blood, sweat, and tears is what build this country, and the descendants of the people who suffering. So they want our ungrateful. That is ungratefulness, the current generation. Because the people who build this country, their descendants are the ones suffering now. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Well, you can call us on 231-2982 or 652-1314. That's a WhatsApp number, so you can call us from any part of the world on that number. And let's tell us your what's bothering you. If you have anything that you think we should know that we don't know about, call in and let's talk. Again, the numbers are 652-1314 and 231-2982. It's out tonight. Is a lot of people talking about the development in the country. Freddie, you were here you've been working in Guyana since in the 60s, I think. Much has changed, though. In
the 60s?
When you start working.
I was a little boy in the 60s. So.
When you start. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Good night.
Good night.
People talking about people must raise fee and raise public servants. They got to wait. Nothing don't happen one time. Everybody want this thing stash and boom. You got to wait. The public servants, everybody have to wait. What's all the development? Nobody is satisfied. And we talk. And next thing with the engineers, they have some young engineers, but they got the old ones. They're supposed to keep the old ones to train them, teach them what to do, because some young ones just come, they join a high salary, and they don't know the work. You know, when you're working with Linmine long time, the A-level cadets would come back. I was explaining it to somebody the other day. They have to start at the bottom. They have to start with the laborers and learn the work and come up. But these engineers would just come out of school. They're giving them high pay, and they don't know the work. They know the actual theory, but they don't know the practical. We got a problem with that. They're supposed to take a lot of advice, see things on the ground. Like when you walk in the Nomai, the white man used to see things. They used to got solution to everything. They used to take solution from you. They take from somebody else. They take and they fix the problem. But these engineers young, they really in thing. I'm based in engineering,
Okay.
But they got to take advice, and the boss, that's what they got to be more thing to them. All right, that's right.
Thanks for coming through.
Akash, I'm going to show those videos again next week. I can't believe how any engineer could be so incompetent. Any part of the seawall, the seawall opposite the seawall by the bandstand is the part of the seawall. Everybody goes there. The part where there's a beach where people drive upon, why are you going to put such a long walkway? Now, when the phone rings, we'll have to leave. But do you know where knowledge comes from, Akash? Knowledge comes from research. You put this thing here, you put this fertilizer here and more, and it's killing the mangoes. You say it may be the soil in Enmore. So you take this fertilizer and you put it 20,000 miles away from Enmore, and it's killing the mangoes. So it's not, you rule out it's not Enmore. The conclusion is you gain knowledge that this thing fertilizer it's not good. This fertilizer is not good. So what I'm suggesting they do is put the cameras, and they have the cameras there, and monitor how many people use that bridge. It's simple.
Well, Freddie,
it's simple. And after a 3-month period, you see about 10 people use the bridge. You see people using this bridge. And the cameras, you monitor the cameras, they would show you the amount. Our video that we did, that we showed you how the car and another car has to wait. That is called research.
But Freddie, let's look at it from a different perspective. Look at the bridge and look at this boat. Would you think that these both things is elementary level? I mean, when you look at it from... you're not an engineer.
No, I'm telling you, but our cameraman, one of our cameramen, when we were filming the thing at the back of Texas, this is what the guy said. This is a technical man that in dealing with us. He said...
And that boy is not 18 and 19.
I said, right. they can put a sign when you're going in and a sign when you're coming out saying keep left. And he's perfectly right.
Yeah.
When you're going over, right?
You can't see what's
and when
coming.
you come, right. So if it says keep left, when you're going over, you keep into your left. And when you're leaving, you can't see. It says keep left. So this is you're going left. You keep left
call.
when you're going over.
We have a call.
You know.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon show.
Yeah, good night, fellas. I'm listening to your program.
Good night.
And, you know, a lot of people seeing the development. Who can't see the development? Something wrong with them. But from the day PPP took office, and you see them reports start come out that Guyana is one of the richest countries in the world, blah, 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 blah. There's a group of, there's a set of people believe that they must get money now. Forget everything else. Forget this infrastructure, because if you listen to them, in Parliament, we can't eat road. The people can't eat road. So if you didn't find oil, if you never get oil, what we would have been doing? You know, like that guy just said, you have to wait. You have to wait. Give it a couple of years. You got to build the infrastructure.
That's right.
We don't have proper roads yet. We don't have proper running water yet. We don't have proper light yet. I use a public hospital system, and I can tell anybody that I walk in there and I see the public hospital look better than some hospitals, public hospitals right in America. I could call one. If you go to Kings County Hospital in Brooklyn, you would get sick. You'll get more sick. I went to public hospital and I get X-ray, I get CT scan. The work.
Caller, let me tell you something. An uncle of mine, he's in his 60s. He fell down and let him, and he hit his head last year. Came out to Georgetown. He couldn't even talk and so on. They had to. Do you know Georgetown Hospital rushed him into theater that same night and did an emergency brain surgery on the man, and the guy just came back to Guyana again. He's traveling and so on. Free of cost. Brain surgery, free of cost.
Exactly. I'm a cancer patient. I got prostate cancer, you understand? And I've been going to Balram Singh Hospital for the last 20 years, right? It's the same doctor at Balram Singh Hospital, the same doctor at public hospital, right? A group of them. They move around them private hospitals. And you go in public hospital now, they got benches, they got blue beds, green beds. You do your paperwork, next thing you know, 5-10 minutes you don't get your blood work and all these things. Great. But we still complain because of one thing. Everybody keeps saying that we must get the oil money now. Would be nice. Some people look at Norway, right? Mm-hmm. Norway, when Norway find oil, there was a developed country. If you check it around the world, people calling Exxon is this, Exxon is that. Well, Guyanese people is something else. But
all right, good.
Now,
thanks for coming, Shun. Thanks.
Go ahead. One more thing, Freddie. One more thing.
Well, yeah, quickly.
You got shortage of workers in this country, and you got a whole bunch of young men just walking the streets. If you go by big market, if you come through Avenue of the Republic, you got about 50 young men sit down there on bench. All over the day, all over the night.
Well, those say, many of the people who sit down and ain't doing nothing when the day come, they're the ones complaining,
And especially them older Guyanese got problems.
All right, so.
All right, man. Thanks for coming. You have a good evening.
Good.
Freddie, the Georgetown Hospital.
It is improved.
It has really improved. I'm very impressed. When I go there, and the doctors, the young doctors, they come out, they talk to you. They're very professional.
Yeah, they're doing knee transplant, hip transplant, cartilage repair. They're doing all that.
They're now blasting. They're blasting kidney stones using. They don't have to do invasive surgery anymore for kidney stones. So I wish that they happened when I had me on, but the system works. Now, here's where the problem comes. A lot of times, people come from all over the country and go to Georgetown Hospital. There is a clinic in South Rumveld, Freddie. You had to go see this place. It's on Aubrey Barker Road. Immaculate. When these people have their own psychiatrists and all that, this place is amazing. When you go to this place it's on Aubrey Barker Road, big place, and a lot of people they leave there and go to the Georgetown Hospital. Hello, good evening. You are on to the Freddie Kissoon show. Hello, good evening.
Hello? Wait. Hello?
When you come through on the phone, be ready. We were taking your calls, and everyone wants to get through with their calls, so be ready with your calls.
Amazingly, some people get through more.
That's right, yeah.
I meet people on the road all the time, and they would say, I can't get through, man. I call you about this thing in the street. And there are people who get through more than one time. There's a guy who came on tonight twice. I mean, after doing these programs for 21 months, you know some voices.
That's right, yeah, you get it.
And some people can't get through, some people do get through. But if you're listening to us, we started our program by showing you some videos of things that are just simply wrong in Guyana. And because of the calls, we can't show you back and comment on it, because the calls will be coming, but we will do it again next week. We will definitely show you.
We can show it while the call's coming in, you know. We can show it while the call's coming in. Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon show.
Akash, I hear you was talking about the blasting of the kidney stones.
Yeah.
Since 2000 in Canada, I know about that.
No. I'm talking about here at Georgetown Hospital.
It's on the same camera. They mark the stone, blast it, and they just suck it back up.
Yes, but I'm saying that doing it at Georgetown Hospital now.
No, well, that's great improvement.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. When I had one, they weren't doing that at Georgetown Hospital at that time. But now they've improved. The technology has improved so much. There are so many young surgeons in the Georgetown Hospital. That's why this is the time. This is the best time on planet Earth. And people is not acknowledging it. This is the best time on planet Earth to be Guyanese.
A lot of people are not acknowledging it because they're so stupid or ignorant. They're not acknowledging it. This is the best time on planet Earth.
I say so.
Complaining.
Yeah.
All right, that's my point.
Thanks for calling. Look, the development happening in this country is you have, as I said, you have to be either dead or just plain ignorant to not say that you're not seeing development. Yes, there are issues that has to be fixed. Look, we have one here that we're going to show right now on the screen, where there is a big sand heap on one side, as Mr. Kissoon pointed out, and just on the other side of the road there is a death trap waiting, I call it, Freddie.
People are going to fall into that death trap. You cannot see that hole next to the road in the night.
All right, let's take this call. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon show.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. You're on air.
Yes, I would like to address this traffic situation in Guyana.
Yes.
What's happening with the laws of Guyana? If there's no traffic laws in Guyana, why are people driving all over the place? There's no one staying to the lanes. They're driving on the shoulders. They're going through red lights, and they're passing on the oncoming traffic. What's going on? Where are the police? Who are enforcing the laws in Guyana? I would like to address this, especially to Mr. Kissoon. He seems to he knows everything.
I'm sorry to inform you, I don't know everything.
It seems like you do.
Well, looks can be deceiving.
Okay, so what are we going to do about this? What's going on? Who is enforcing the laws in Guyana? There's a total and blatant disregard for the traffic laws in Guyana.
I agree.
What's happening in this country?
I agree.
So what are you going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? I know we all agree. We notice these things every day. We drive and it's dangerous. People are dying every day on the road to Guyana. What are we going to do about it? Who is to be responsible for this.
What I don't understand is if you take a no-nonsense approach, you may get some improvement. What I don't understand, there are surveillance cameras all over this place, all over Georgetown, and they are monitored at the back of the International Convention Center. There's a monitoring office there.
Yes.
I don't know. You see people doing crazy things on the road. Now those cameras have to pick them up, and I would assume that office at the back of the convention center has internet, has a network connection with the GRA. So when you see this guy skip from one lane to another, and people have to, cars have to evade them, you just it's captured on camera, you get his license plate from the GRA, and you charge the guy for dangerous driving.
But what they call it,
the cameras are all over the place. I can't understand how you could have cameras monitoring Georgetown, and these drivers are doing crazy things all the time.
Well, as the caller is suggesting, and I agree with you, sir, enforcement is the problem. It is enforcement. That's where the problem lies. And in many areas, look, they had started something in the city where they used to charge people $10,000 for littering, right? So that would have been a deterrent. But the man who charged you $10,000 for littering, he want $10,000, you give you $1,000, you think he care? So it's a matter of us. The integrity of the people who are going to be enforcing the law, and I'm sorry, but that seems to be where the breakdown is.
Well, how are we going to fix this? We recognize the problem. What's the solution?
Well, me and Mr. Kissoon here and you on the phone, what we are doing, we're bringing it to the fore. Let us hope that forums like this brings these things to the attention of the authorities. They have to, if we talk long enough, they hope they listen.
You know what? I don't know. I think Churchill. I hate to quote
Churchill. Did you say Churchill?
I hate to quote. I hate to quote Churchill because I don't like Churchill. I think he was a racist, and I don't think he's any international hero. But Churchill said.
Do you have evidence of this, Mr. Kissoon?
Churchill said Russia is an enigma. I think if Russia is an enigma, one of the countries in the world that is an enigma is Guyana, and I lived long enough to know.
I don't think Guyana is an enigma. Everything is out in the open. Why would Guyana be an enigma? Everything that Guyana does that happens in Guyana is out in the open. Anybody can see it.
It's you just put forward an argument that it's an enigma. You just asked why is this traffic madness going on? What's the solution?
How is it an enigma?
It's an enigma.
It's an enigma. It's not an enigma. It's blatant. It's right out there, and everyone can see it.
Well, where the enigma. The enigmatic dimension comes in that it's not being solved and it's going on. If something is not being solved and it's continuous, then it becomes inexplicable. Anyway, so thanks for coming through. You made your point.
Have a good evening, man.
Bye-bye. Churchill said, Russia is an enigma. I think there is any country that is an enigma, is Guyana. When I saw how wide that walkway is at the back of Marriott, and how narrow that street is that you go onto the beach, that this country has to be an enigma.
During the last election, rolling up to the last election, going through the processes with all these court matters. What was the term that was coined, and it was attached to almost everything that was happening on a daily basis? Guyana is not a real place.
Well, I don't know. This country just, this is my country, and I had a choice of leaving it, and I said no. I like the Caribbean.
Same thing with me.
A man I see every day when I'm driving. A man at the corner of one of the busiest junction in the history of Guyana and currently in Guyana. A physically challenged man, in and out of the traffic, soliciting, in and out. with this construction that's going on, you should see these heavy trucks. That if they just touch him, he's dead. A guy did the same at Regent and Avenue de Republic. A guy soliciting, and a huge truck ran over him.
Wow.
And you would think that would be the cue to stop this. There's a guy at the corner of the Sheriff Street and East Coast Junction, and this guy is in and out. And I always say to myself, I just hope I am not fortunate.
We have a call.
Yeah.
We have a call. Hello, good evening. You are on to the Freddie Kissoon Show. Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Hi, Mr. Kissoon. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
I got a issue about 2 years now. I didn't country. I go back to the return Guyanese. And I want to do some work. We had a sawmill in country. And we had making the street here for about 40 years. And now this government makes some street there, can't go there. You know, we used to maintain the street and all heavy equipment we go in. So we come away to America, then I go back now to as a re-migrant. But now they make the street so narrow, my equipment even can't come out of there. And I spoke to the chairman, vice chairman, and everybody. Nothing has been done, man. I'm so frustrated. I can't even get my equipment out of there.
I could imagine, and as a return, I could imagine.
Is that 2 years?
I hope that guy is listening. A guy said just now in a call, Guyana is not an enigma. I want to know which world he's living in. When people call in and talk about these strange things that cannot be explained, if he doesn't see that Guyana is an enigma. Now, I am sure the president, the attorney general, the minister of social service, I'm sure these ministers and the president are not aware of some of these mistakes that are being made by ministry officials. I'm sure the president is not aware of that hole in the trench right next to the street at UG. Anyway, so thanks for coming through. Anything else?
I see if you can solve this. I got my equipment and it can't even come out 2 years now, and I can't get to bring the equipment out.
Well,
I want to do some work. Subcontract.
You really need to see if you could get an interview with the president, because these NDCs, they don't, the engineers at Public Works.
But they make a street, I don't know what street they make 8 feet street. How can 8 feet on low bed can go there? They say you gotta move the equipment low bed. Low bed even can't go in the street where they got.
What street is this? What street is this? Could you show? Look, take Akash number.
No, yes, my number is called. Look, the same number you're calling me on. Get some photographs,
and we can put it on the screen next week.
And we're gonna deal. We're gonna
put it on the screen. You have my word on that. That is Akash. This is Akash number.
I tell you, that's it, man. And if I was frustrated, man, I can't even.
All right. Don't keep talking and talking and deepening your frustration. Send the photos to Akash. We can put it up next week.
We're going to see how best
Thanks for coming through. Let's take this call.
Yeah, you get some straight. Go ahead. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening, guys. Am I on to this Freddie Kissoon show?
Yeah.
Okay, Freddie, good night to you and your panel.
Yeah.
The guy was calling last week with the individual the house that blew away.
Individual, but what?
The house that blew away on the 26th of November.
A house that blew away the 26th of November?
Yeah.
And you called?
Blew down.
And you called last week about that?
Yes, I did.
You remember?
I can't. Go ahead.
I can't remember that.
I'm sorry if we forgot, but tell us the story. I can't quite.
I can't recall that song. But anyway.
Okay. All right. The situation you're right about now, right? It's a mother of 4 kids battling out there, and she, like I said, she went into the housing program where the government giving out 2 slings cement or something of the sort. Okay.
Oh, you called about that.
Yeah.
But we explained that she doesn't meet. I thought we finished with that. It's for people who now building house.
The criterion.
But you said
Freddie, just for take a second and think about what you say. People who now billing. She as a single parent was billing just to avoid the rent. Look how we live.
I think the problem you have there is one can understand what's happening to the lady, but you have laws and regulations. If you apply for police clearance, you apply to go into UG, you apply to the deeds registry, they have cut-off points. They have deadlines. You have I am trying to hold a sec. No, hold a sec. We went through this last week. Just hold a sec. You want to bend the regulations. What you have to do is seek help for that lady outside of the regulation.
I think I had suggested that you probably do up a letter and accompany her if she doesn't know how to do it.
To the ministry or to somebody, social services, or appeal to the business people or something. But you can't change. The regulation says only people over 65 can get senior citizen pension. You can't say somebody is 64 and they're punishing why they can't get senior citizen pension. The government says if you apply, you got a house lot and you're billing, they're going to give you a couple $100,000 in cement and steel rod. Your case is a different case. It's a justified case.
Yes.
I wish if I had money, I could help the lady. But you got to go outside of that regulation. But you're blaming that regulation for not helping the lady. You got to separate the sheep from the goats. So.
Let me make a suggestion. Let me make a suggestion.
Like I'm saying, right? How they give the cash grant here and every year? It's a royalty cost, bro. Not to say this or that you just buy the couple of materials, right? To the equivalent of the money given out. And trust me, it will do something.
You have to make a case.
Yeah, take out some pictures.
You have to make a case for the lady.
Yeah,
it's whoever she is.
I agree that she should get help.
I don't think anybody's arguing against her being helped. But you're going to help her using the wrong channel, and she's not going to get help. You have to take the photographs, apply,
do up a letter,
and give it to the relevant authority.
Present the case. Look, and you got to understand what Freddie is saying is, look, you got 3 children going to school, but you could do it cash grant for 4, but you could only get 3 because that's the regulation. I mean, it sounds stupid to use that analogy, but it's the same thing is going to be applying in these things, because the first thing the ministry is going to want to know who's getting the money,
which ministry is going to give this lady the cement and the steel. When she asks for that, she doesn't meet the requirement. So,
my brother, I could tell you, I have the video when it all happens, right?
But I think we're talking at cross. So I think we're talking at cross purpose. Your position is clear. The lady house fall down, and the government was help her.
That video, and say she don't reach the requirement, something is definitely wrong.
Yeah. Well, I think you should really help her to put together. My suggestion is help her. This is in Region 10, you said, right?
Yes.
Right. My suggestion, because I remember the story. Now, I didn't realize that the house blew down.
I remember now you discussed it last week.
But my suggestion is that, look, get the pictures, get the videos, help her, man. Somebody in the community, and help her to put together a case.
But it seems to me that he wants her to get the cement and thing.
Well, possibly,
based on that regulation.
Maybe she may still be able to get it and so on if a proper case is presented to the ministry that is responsible for
outside of that donation to people who are billing now.
Could I get you off
here?
Yes.
But we have to be after the show.
I don't know what I could do. Honestly, I mean, my part is to.
All right, look, caller.
I think he has a good case, and maybe
I think so,
some businessman could help. But I think he is stressing that they're giving people cement, stone, sand, and steel and why they can't give Shisha House blown
The
up.
dynamics of the situation is different.
Yeah.
It's different, and I
He's
agree.
made up his mind.
But Carla, I know you're probably still watching. My suggestion is that help her to put together a document with some videos and the pictures and so on, and where she is right now. Probably just present a plain case that look, while she may not fit the criteria of a new home owner, she's just as in need, but you gotta build a case to do this, because obviously the forms, it says what it says, and she's not. But thanks for coming through. All right.
Well, we could take one more call, and then we gotta go. Our time is up. We will push in one more call. If not, we will see you on Monday. Monday's Ramadan. A happy Ramadan to Akash. She's a Muslim. I am married to a Muslim woman, so happy Ramadan to everyone.
And today's Mahashivratri to all the Hindus that are watching us tonight. Happy Mahashivratri. I know it's one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest festivals. I used to really enjoy Shivratri. I wouldn't mind.
Tell them your father was a pandit.
Yeah, my father was a pandit, and I was a big.
I know your father very well.
I was a member of one of the leading Chautal groups in Guyana. And before Pagwa, we're gonna get them on the show to sing Chautal. Freddie gonna sing Chautal.
I've arranged one of our shows to be on Pagwa.
Yeah. So that's and also to our Christian brothers and sisters. It's coming up to Easter very soon. The Lenten period is on, and I know a lot of people are fasting. So it really is an amazing time when you think about it, that all of these religious bodies, that the three main religions in Guyana, will be celebrating something or observing something of a highly spiritual nature around the same time. We are all brothers and sisters in this land. We are one people, one nation, one destiny. I don't care who say otherwise. Their opinion means nothing else, because all I do is push unity. I like unity, just like we do on Pagwa Day when you put on the powder and everybody don't know who it is. So we're going to take one more call and then we're gone.
This is the last call.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
You're on air.
Hi, Freddie Kissoon, Akash.
Yes.
You're on air.
Now, I'm asking something. I was looking at the program today, right?
There's a lot of noise in the background.
Turn down the volume from the thing that you're listening to.
Okay. I was looking at the program today with the girl that...
No. You got to tune down something.
We are hearing that ourselves in the background. You need to turn that down.
I was looking at the program today with the girl that was trying to get to the deputy speaker for the house, somebody from Lyndon side or somebody from Madia side. I don't fully aware of it. Now, are we saying that she is qualified for that position?
I haven't got you clear. You haven't clearly told us what is the incident or the event, but our operators in my ears telling me that we're over time.
No, what I'm saying is
there's a lot of we gotta go, sir.
Have a wonderful evening, though. Thanks
sorry
for
about that.
And hopefully, you know what? Research the thing a little bit more now, and next week when we get on here, we'll discuss it. All right?
Bye bye.
All right. Solution to me.
Yeah, good. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, that has been it. We will show you the clips that we started the program with. You can always get this program on YouTube. Next 5 minutes, next 10 minutes. But I will show you those clips because those are things that need to be corrected. We will keep pounding that thing about that stray animal that is tied to the fence in Springland Police Station. That is the sand that has been on UG Road for the past 4 months. We will show you those things again. So we will see you on Monday. Monday's Ramadan. On behalf of Akash, take care on the roads. Have a pleasant weekend, and as I normally say, bye bye. Catch you later.